Hello. Hello MTV!
Welcome to my crib!
I'm back. And as you can see, I finally have my chair, and yes, it's very comfy. Yeah, so we're almost there with the bedroom. Still can't show it very much. You are hearing the 3D printer going off, but well, I've got quite a lot of different things to talk about, let's just say. So, the thing in question, so I need to now swap this. We have, from this fin, a platter of many different parts, and we're going to go through them bit by bit. So, you remember the eye, the biggest part. So, I was thinking I was going to have to change it because I messed up. Yeah, I messed up. Oh, I can't. Yeah.
Today, Junior!
I messed up on the plunger, which we've got right here. Ignore it, because this is not actually the final one. No, I've fin on that. So this was the plunger in question. Yeah, it wasn't really a lot of difference. I could have sworn I scaled it up, but that doesn't seem to be the case. This is actually still the same size as a standard plunger. So then I tried redesigning the eye just to make it a little tad smaller, but then again, that didn't want to do that. It didn't want to properly lay on the bed. So I thought, oh, okay, then printer's giving me a hard time. What can I do? So then I designed this chunky boy. Yeah, quite a big difference, and I'll move all these. Quite a massive difference, actually. So, the eye and plunger, this is what I was wanting. Doesn't look too big on camera, but this is absolutely ginormous. This is bigger than an actual normal plunger. I've still got to do this, of course. Well, we've got this for scale. Here's the Imperial back half, scale wise, and that's full size. So if that gives you an idea of how big a plunger is normally on a Dalek, is what that is. So yeah, much better now in comparison. It looks massive. It was printed like this because it was just... Funny story is, when I printed this, of course it prints its support material, which I've got right here. So you got to imagine, you can't print on nothing. So that was originally on the inside. This, for some reason, took far longer than this. I don't know how it works. I really don't, because I would have thought smaller and print material rather than it being a full fin. But this took 22 hours. This took another day, as with this, and this took a day. I'm not understanding, and they're all printed with the same thickness, the same build material inside. I don't know. It is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Put it bluntly. But yeah, so there is a Paradigm eye. Still working on it. I'm waiting. I've designed the parts. I'm going to print them in a bit. What I've currently got though is, what I've got printed is the negative of the inside of what this will be. So this will be, like again, like I've made a mould before and pour silicone and get a negative of this so I can cast in some fiberglass. I would like to do rubber, but that's just not going to be possible from my experience. I just want to get these done, as I am focusing on the Imperial still. So yes, so that's the Paradigm. So we'll get a bit of detail actually, because we haven't actually shown it. It's done to the actual Paradigm plans. I used the actual plans. I used it as a canvas, and I sort of mapped it around the actual shape rather than using the measurements, because this design has a really funny look to it. If you can see, it's a very funny design, and it will be hollow, like I say, when I get to that bit. The eye you've already seen, and then this was version 2, because I already had one on Dalek Stealth, which was the plunger originally. So this was then version 2, my own design, if you will. And then I went, sod it, if I'm going for a paradigm, just use the plans. And this is what I got from that, and it is massive. It's about, ooh, what is it in diameter? So this is not actually to the plans before, well, it is to the plans, but it's not actual size. And this one measures across, if I have the ruler the right way, 180. Yeah, about 180. Or 175. So yeah, it will be hollow, like I say. I've currently got that printing. Over there. So yeah, so that's the paradigm. Let's get that out of the way, because then I've actually, well, I'm all over the place. I've then made a mould of this part, if you imagine. So now I can make resin casts. This is just here to hold its shape. It does do a lot of wobbling. Yeah, anyway, right, so that's that. The gun is now actually putting together, and it's actually looking quite spiff, if I may say. It didn't go quite 100% to plan, but it'll do. You know, I'm quite happy with that. There's not going to be any close-ups on this gun, but it's a pretty darn good gun for what I've done. And again, yes, mine is slightly different because of the way I've put the rods in. I've given them a bit more material, so that's why it's got a thinner tube. And that's now painted in primer, ready for the gold paint. The discs, we went on about them last time. I've done what I've said, and this is going to be the plate for when they get mapped down and glued, and then, yeah. But as you can see from the detail, if we can...
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
It's not great, but then I thought to myself, why am I even sanding these ones when... I mean, yeah, they are the back ones, but when it comes to once I've got a mould and I make a resin cast, it'll be so much easier to sand, because like body filler is basically resin, as you can see. It's a little dent there, but I'm not too bothered. I'm not going for hyper over the top detail, because I've got 3 of the buggers to build, so, and the camera's not really going to be picking up too much on detail. I make sure one of the Daleks is really high quality, of course, because I'm keeping them for super close-up shots, but the other 2 don't need to be over the top. And I've also got the special weapons and the paradigms and a shuttle. That's the other thing. Is that everything on these parts? Yes, it is. So that's basically it for all the parts at the minute. I've got a lot. Oh, I have printed out the slot part of the Imperial. That's downstairs at the minute. Getting ready to mould that. Same principle as that. Just going to pour silicone, and then I think I'll have to cut it out just a bit on the back side to get the part out. Pour it, and then I'll have resin ones, because printing is just too much time, and it'll be the same for the eye stalk with the discs and the eyeball. Pivot, I think I'm going to leave that actually as just 3D print. They're quite easy to print. So yeah, that's it on the platter of things. What else is there? Yes, shuttle. It's on my laptop over there. I've been designing, because my Daleks are a lot bigger, the Imperials that is, a lot bigger than the actual plans, because the idea originally was I was going to stand up, and other people were going to stand up inside, but it's not going to be possible, because if you've got wide shoulders, you're not going to fit inside the neck section. Kids could do it, but I'm not hiring kids, so that's you know, something. In fact, you can just point it back on me. I don't know why I'm doing it. Yes, so I've got my chair, my nice comfy chair again. It's not letting me spin because I've got, yeah. So yeah, shuttle. So the shuttle, I've been designing that because my Imperials are a bit big. With Dalek Stealth, we were gonna, you know, the whole idea of Daleks is to stand up, but no, not Daleks, the paradigms, is so that the operator can stand up inside. Reason why the shoulders are so tall, so they go over the top of your shoulders. That's great and all for the Dalek stealth, and if I was doing them really big, which originally I was going to do, but if there's going to be a few of us men going to be inside these Daleks, anyone really, to be honest, anyone inside a Dalek, the design of a Dalek is you sit inside the Dalek. That's the whole reason why they're built in that funny shape. So your head always comes in the neck section of the Dalek. Your top half of your body is never going to fit. And if it did, well then you haven't got any visibility to see out of the dome or the top of the neck. So it was a bit of trial and error, the same. It's not going to work unless it was the Paradigm Daleks, which we already are doing with filming, which we've got the last doing the Dalek for a friend of mine for his second episode. So that's well and good for that Dalek, but Imperial Daleks are not tall enough to do that. I did scale it up, like I say. I took the measurement thanks to a friend on Project Dalek. He helped me with the measurements and said you want the Dalek to be 5'5". I think it was 5'5", something like that, and he gave me a maths equation and I times every single measurement, apart from the appendages. Nothing of the appendages, they are actually done to the plans, but the entire body will be a lot bigger. If I ever do take this Dalek out, or these Daleks, because I will hopefully I'll be keeping them anyway. Imp 1J, hopefully by then will be gone, because I'm not really wanting him anymore. That's the Black Dalek, or the Dalek that I've had for so many years now, the full fiberglass one. The one that's got quite a bit of history with me now, because of how many, it's been in Deader's Day. It's done a birthday event. It went to town here in Cass when I did a little charity event, so it's the longest Dalek I've owned, and it's still lasting because of what it's made from. And hopefully that will be the same with the Imperial Daleks. I've just got to get them built, which I will be making a start very soon on the shoulders, finally, to take a mould of them. I'm just waiting on money to do that. I've got a big bottle of silicone, but I think that's going on all these parts here to get them done. Because once you buy a material, once you open the bottle, it's a ticking time bomb, basically. You haven't got very long to work with the stuff, so it's better to get it done quickly rather than, oh, I'll leave that for a few weeks and then you go back to use it and it's like, oh, I can't use this because it's out of date now. A bit like food, it goes out of date once people are going to know this anyway, but there's people who are new to my channel. Yeah, you don't have long with moulding, because I build my Daleks from timber, but then I have to take moulds from them because that makes it just easier on making duplicates. It's like mass production. Like the toys you get, they're not built by hand, they're built by machines, so they have these moulds and keying and tooling that are already made, and the reason why they get more and more. But over time, the more you use these moulds, the more they become not as great. So silicone, as much as it's expensive, it's great for getting a few castings out, but as soon as it starts degrading, it becomes less accurate, it shrinks over time, and you haven't really got a lot to do, which is a shame. So it's great for these big companies that are going to be like, yep, mass produce 5 Daleks out of that mould and da-da-da. But when you're one person and you've got this idea in your head and you want to get these Daleks and you haven't got all the room in the world, it's like, yeah, I'm running out of time and everything. All these ideas. So yeah, where was I going with this? Shuttle. The shuttle I have started, yes. I've mapped it out on Fusion 360 to the idea of what my shuttle will be. And let's just say it's massive, and that was only the crucible part, the middle. I mean, they're all identical because it's a hexagonal shape, so they all have to be identical for them to stay level. But the middle crucible, in order for the Dalek to fit through, because like I say, I've scaled it up height-wise and width-wise, I think it came to the bottom, and you're probably going to get a tape measure out, and so you've got an idea. It came to, for the bottom, it was 1,000 110. Oh, I can't do maths. 1100 millimeters. As daft as that sound, I can't do maths on the spot and say words. But 110 centimeters. Let's do centimeters because that's easier for most people. It's easier for me, if you can tell, because I'm thick as, you know what I mean. So yeah, that was for the bottom in order for the Dalek to fit through. The Dalek's about width-wise with the base attached. The Imperials, that is, 100 centimeters, so 1,000 millimeters. So I wanted to make sure I've got definitely enough room. I mean, in the episode, you see the Daleks do get they wobble out, and then one of them gets caught as it moves out and then proceeds. I'm not too bothered. I just want to make sure it's definitely got enough room for the Daleks to come out as they're patrolling. Height-wise, so my Imperials are bigger than the actual props. Like I say, there was the whole reason, but that idea is now scrapped. So can't go back on it now because I've already built the skirt and the base, the neck, the shoulders, which took the longest time on it. For any Dalek Imperial enthusiast knows, they take the longest because of all the mapping out of where all them slats go and everything like that, and making it all bulky. So yeah, so that's that with the Imperials. It was the height-wise for the Crucible. When I say Crucible, I mean the middle part of the ship where the Daleks are actually going to come out. And all the other ones are identical when they get strapped and bolted. Height-wise, it was on mine, that is, like I say. Don't know what the actual measurements. I don't think there is any information on the shuttle itself. Only pictures of behind the scenes. But yeah, mine is 1,900. So that's nearly 2,000 millimeters, 200 centimeters. That's about, if I'm getting that right, that's about the size of a door, I think, roughly. So it is quite tall. That was the size of my TARDIS panels when I did mine, which mine were a little too short. But yeah, so that's more or less where I'm up to. I'm just doing these little vlogs because I haven't really got a lot to do, and I want to keep people up to date. Some people prefer YouTubers who, I'm not a full-time YouTuber, but you know what I mean, more or less, if I'm doing a lot of videos now. A lot of people take a lot of time in the videos, but then some people get a bit impatient. I prefer people who do videos that take a bit of time, but then it comes to you want more from the video. But these people do like 10-minute videos, and they're not ranting, they're just playing games or doing stuff. Or sometimes when you see a good 45-minute episode, with me you get 10 to 20, 30-minute videos because I'm just ranting. I'm just spewing it all out and explaining. Because I guess some people enjoy that rather than waiting a really long time to hear updates. So yeah, that is currently where I'm up to, and I'm really enjoying this. I'm digging the chair because it's quite comfy. I've always been sat on the bed for a long time. To finally have this chair pulled back out. But yeah, still going forward with the whole lighting. 16th, are we on, what are we on now? 9th. I've got about 6 days now. I need to write that script. So anyway, now I've got to do this video, I've got to edit it, and yeah, and you'll hear from the next one anyway. So keep this briefing short. Parts are coming along lovely. We've had a few hiccups here and there with the parts, but we're back on track, and all I can say is yeah, it's starting to shape up. We are getting there, as well as that. So I'll see you all soon.